Good noon, all of you. Hi, Varun. Good noon, guys. I welcome you to this session, Contextual Vocabulary, right? And yesterday we again had a session called One Word Substitution where we discussed quite a few vocabulary words. Today again the idea is to see vocabulary in context. That means we are going to have sentences, there are going to be some words in those sentences. They could also be expressions, idioms. You have to tell me the meanings of those words or the antonyms of those words, right? That is the goal of this session today, and vocabulary forms an important part of your exam. So that is why we are having this session. Okay, 15 out of 50 questions you can expect from vocabulary, right? Good afternoon, all of you. Hi, Dharmi, Harshal. Hello, Vicky. Good noon, Om. Hi, Kinjal, Harsh, Shaina. Good noon, Rooster, Sanil, रुचिता स्वागत हेलो हेलो स्वागत है आपका आई एम श्योर यू गेट दिस अ लॉट राइट अनुजा गुड नून विजय गुड नून गुड आफ्टरनून सतीश काजल हाय शुभम हाय रवि रिवी एंड रवि ओके रविराज एंड रिवी ओके ऑल राइट हाय सृष्टि ओके न्यू स्टूडेंट वेलकम टू द सेशन all India mocks. Yes, so it is valid till midnight today. Okay, till midnight. Varun. Good noon, Sanu, Vansh, Surabhi. Hi, Srishti. Hello, Hemant. Thank you, Hemant. So do I. I think I've over these months I've formed a relationship with all of you. Now some of the names are so familiar. I wait. I sometimes, in case you don't attend the session, I notice that okay, this student didn't attend the session today. So yes, over a period of months this has happened. Hello, KK. Modi Sarkar 2024. Why don't you change your name to your actual name? Hello, Vijay, Ruchita, Mihir, Aman. Hi Rashi, hello Kashish. So good noon, welcome to the session. Let's gear up for some vocabulary, right? And some of these words you already know. Again, the effort has been to include high frequency words across multiple question types, right? And we'll see some good idioms also today. So let's begin. So your first question, okay, before we come to the first question, an important announcement. I think by now most of you know this. In case you don't, we are conducting a 100-day strategy session for CAT 2022. As you all know, CAT, NMAT and SNAP notifications are out. Okay, so it's the season of notifications. And now that the notification is out for CAT and we know that IIM Bangalore is going to conduct it, what all do you need to prepare for? What has been the trend whenever IIM Bangalore has set the paper? All those things will be discussed on August 6th at 7 p.m. So do attend this session. Our experienced members, Gautam Baba sir and Srinivas sir, are taking this session. All right. So see you on August 6th at 7. Okay, Rivi. I'll again forward your concern to our team because I'm not aware of the process, right? The important areas of verbal ability and reading comprehension, Tushar, as the name goes, reading comprehension, of course, right? Then apart from that, vocabulary, grammar, and your logic, in which you mainly have parajumbles and critical reasoning at times. Okay, sometimes it's asked in the logical reasoning section, a couple of times, just a couple of times it has been asked in the verbal ability section also, right? And apart from that, anything else? No, these things basically: vocabulary, grammar, logic and reading comprehension. These are your major areas. Okay, so these are your important topics, so to say. In vocabulary, you are usually asked high frequency words across various question types, and that is what we are doing today. Okay, contextual vocabulary. Thank you so much, Om. And so will I. Okay. All right, Hemant, great. So I think you can help Rivi with this. She is facing some problem. The meaning of which word? Acha, every word. All right. I will do that. Okay. Not able to find it on the web. So Vicky, I'll ask our team if the mocks are separately available, right? Between sale and sell, yes, of course, Naveen. See, sale is a noun. Okay, sale is a noun. Whereas sell is a verb. So we sell something, we sell a product, we sell a product. This is an action. Okay, and once that product is sold, okay, we have made a sale. We have made a sale. We have carried out a sale. So this is a noun. Okay, sell means basically it's an action. This is an action. बेचना, okay, और इसको हम क्या कहेंगे? Sale, जो आपकी सेल हुई है, right? I am just not able to get the word for it in Hindi. बिक्री हुई है. Yes, correct. So that's the difference. Okay. Now, let's begin with our questions. Identify the meaning of the underlined word or expression in the context of the given sentence. Okay. All right. So here's your first question. Let me see what you say. No, Kaushal, you're not late. This is our first question, right? Mocks, yes, they are available on the BYJU'S app. Yes, that is there. So you have to take the mocks by first downloading the app, and then you get a practice tab there and you have to go to that tab. So yes, if somebody is searching for them on the web, I think it will be better that you download the app first and then access them, then search for them, right? Varun, just one mock is never sufficient. Okay, just one mock is never sufficient. You need at least 6 to 7 mocks, okay, for every exam out there, okay? Yes, BYJU'S Exam Prep, if you can provide the students with a link for the mock, that will be great. Within the last 2 weeks, okay. So it depends on Kaushal, first of all, how many mocks you've already taken and how many you have, okay. But I don't suggest that you take more than 3 in these last 2 weeks, okay. Because the key is that, you analyze them also. So it's already 5th, right? So I suggest that one at a gap of every 5 days that you take, okay. And in the last 3-4 days, I don't suggest you taking mocks, but for some students it works. For some students it helps, even if they take a mock, let's say in the last 3-4 days. So for those days you decide, okay. I don't recommend taking it in, let's say, the last 3-4 days. So 3 to 4 mocks, that would be my suggestion. Okay. Yes, this is a vocabulary session. All right, and I've got my first response, which is A. Absolutely. Okay, so arsonists. Now, arson, robbery and incendiarism, they are different. Arson, robbery and incendiarism, they are different things. What do they mean? Arson, it means setting fire to someone's property. Usually the motive here is financial gain. So actually arson and incendiarism are close. Okay, you will in fact find them in similar words in the dictionary. However, there's a subtle difference that I am telling you. So arson means burning somebody's property because you want some financial gain out of it, right? Incendiarism is burning something for revenge. Okay, incendiarism has the element of revenge, whereas arson has the element of financial gain present in it. Right, so that's one of the differences between the two words. However, yes, they are categorized as similar words because both involve setting fire to someone's property, right? Robbery, on the other hand, is theft, right? You steal something. Yes, so I think all these words are clear to you. I don't even need to repeat them in Hindi because setting fire to things, that is the concept that you understand, right? So Gary Maynard was an adjunct. Adjunct means additional. Okay, somebody who's a temporary faculty, additional criminology professor, studying the mindset of arsonists. This person was actually studying what goes on inside the mind of arsonists. Why do they set fire to things? Okay, is it a psychological thing called pyromania, that they love setting fire to things? Right, so that's what this person is studying. So incendiaries, arsonists. Now the most similar word here is incendiaries. Okay, again, people who set fire to things. Not robbers, not arbitrators. Arbitrators are simply people whom you appoint. It's an impartial party whom you appoint to, let's say, facilitate discussions, to mediate discussions. So arbitrators are mediators. Okay, an impartial party. So let's say you and I are fighting and we're just not able to come to a middle ground. Okay, so we appoint a person, probably a friend, who happens to be an impartial friend, who is equally a good friend of both of ours and could resolve the dispute. That person would be the arbitrator, right? Okay. Now, smugglers, bootleggers. Yes, smugglers, bootleggers. Who are they? Smugglers, you all of us understand. We've seen so many movies. In fact, a lot of Hindi movies from the past had, gold being smuggled. Yes. Then bootleggers, people who are selling liquor in an illicit, illegal manner. Okay, selling liquor, sellers of liquor. Basically, this is illicit liquor. This is illegal liquor. Okay, that is bootlegging. So all of these, they mean different things. Smugglers, bootleggers, robbers, incendiaries, all of them are in a way criminals, but all of them have a different crime. Right? Absolutely correct. Mediator, trade of illegal liquor. Okay. Uh, all right, all right. Ruchita, you asked something. Any subscription for mock in the app? Uh, I am not sure because I was told that no separate MAH CET mocks are available, right? But I'll still confirm it once in case we do have some mocks that you can separately purchase, right? Okay. So now coming to the next question. The captain's injury took the wind out of the sails of the team. So this is an idiom. Let me see what you mark as the answer. All right. Pragyal, confirm the timings. Uh, Even I don't know them right now. All India mock is a free mock. Okay, so I have got a lot of C's from your end and one A. Okay, all right. So primarily C's and one A. What is sabotage? This is pronounced as sabotage. Yes. A lot of times, some of us, we sabotage our own goals. It's actually a word that comes from the military and politics. Sabotage. To deliberately spoil some effort, to deliberately destroy something, that is sabotage, right? So here they are not deliberately destroying something, isn't it? That the captain's injury deliberately sabotaged the team. The captain's injury caused the team to lose confidence. So C is the better choice here. In fact, that is the meaning of to take the wind out of someone's sails. Okay, took the wind out of my sails. So that's how it is used, to take the wind out of someone's sails. Here the someone is the team. Right? Absolutely, absolutely. Damage on purpose. Absolutely, that is sabotage. Right? So the other words are easy. C is the answer here. And this was an idiom for you. Coming back to a word. Let's see what you say is the meaning of this word. Netflix new adaptation of Persuasion. So a new series has come on Netflix and it has been making headlines. So let's see what you say. Yes, to basically destroy something, to damage something on purpose, deliberately, right? That is called sabotage, right? And again, as I said, the word you comes from military and politics, but it is used in our daily lives also very often now. In psychology also it is used. Okay, our self-sabotaging actions. B, all right. So, see, it's so you might not have heard the word opprobrium earlier, isn't it? But on reading the sentence, you somehow understand, on reading the context, you understand that I am looking for a negative word here. And once I realize that I'm looking for a negative word, B is the straightforward answer. So that's the magic of contextual vocabulary, and that is why I suggest that you give these questions a sincere shot. Because even though you may not know the meaning of the word by itself, you will be able to probably guess the meaning from the surrounding words. So mockery and dash. Mockery is negative. I am looking for a negative word, right? So here, opprobrium means criticism. Absolutely correct. Acclaim, esteem, reverence, all of these are positive. So is encomium. So is encomium. Now, encomium is, yes, anybody who has heard of this word, it's a formal word. Okay, it means a spoken or written account praising someone. A spoken or written account that praises someone. That is an encomium. So that praises someone, right? Synonym for this is panegyric. Panegyric is a synonym for this. Panegyric. Okay, so that is also a noun. Hope this is clear. So encomium is fine. Then esteem, when you hold someone in high esteem, you have a high regard for them. You think of them as very respected and reputed. Reverence again means respect. Acclaim again means this praise, praise and admiration. That is acclaim. So we say this, the movie got a lot of critical acclaim. That means it was praised even by the critics, right? ओके द हिंदी मीनिंग फॉर एनकोमियम एनकोमियम को हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे जब हम किसी की तारीफ करते हैं कोई स्पोकन और रिटन अकाउंट दैट इज एनकोमियम ठीक है इसका हिंदी वर्ड एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता मुझे एंड अक्लेम अगेन किसी की बहुत तारीफ करना अक्लेम मीन्स प्रेज राइट क्रिटिसिज्म किसी के बारे में बुरा बोलना राइट Prashansa, yes, prashansa, absolutely. Eulogy, yes, eulogy is in the nature of panegyric, correct. Eulogy is also a similar word. So when we eulogize someone, usually people eulogize the deceased, people who have died. So eulogy is again a spoken or written account in the praise of someone, usually someone who has passed away, okay, who has died. And sometimes it's also written for people who are living. Okay, eulogy can be used for people who are living also. So let's say if your senior retires and you want to, let's say, praise him or her, you can actually write a panegyric, encomium or eulogy for him or her, right? Okay. Now, BYJU'S Exam Prep, can you please provide the students with the link for the live mock from where they can access today's live mock? Okay. Opprobrium is criticism. Opprobrium, criticism. Opprobrium, ninda karna, right? Ninda. I hope. All right. So, I feel like my Hindi will also improve today. Now, eulogy and elegy. Oh, okay. Elegy is specifically a poem. Okay, elegy is a type of poem. Eulogy does not have to be necessarily a poem, right? So, elegy again, we usually it's lament of the dead, but it's a poem. Whereas eulogy may not be a poem, right? So, new word for us, elegy. It's usually a poem written to lament the dead. For instance, this poem, "Oh Captain, My Captain," I think it was written for Abraham Lincoln, if I am right. Okay, so this poem is an elegy because here we are lamenting the death of the leader, right? Okay, now coming back to our question. Yes, let's look at the next question. Idioms again. Prashansa ka patra. Okay. Someone who deserves praise would be Prashansa patra. How to get familiar with such words? See, if I talk about opprobrium, it is actually a formal word. So you will not encounter it in your conversations as such. I'm not saying that it's something that's not high frequency, but you'll not encounter it in your conversations. It's a formal word. Same is the case with encomium. But eulogy, you must have heard somewhere or the other. Panegyric, again, in case you've prepared for tones of RC passages, panegyrical is a tone of RC passage. So this also you must have heard. So the key is that apart from, let's say, learning vocabulary, which you should do, right? You should in fact watch all the sessions of vocabulary that I've taken. That alone will add about 250-300 words at least to your vocabulary. Apart from that, the key is to read, listen, watch. So the more you immerse yourself in the language, the better you will get at it, right? Apart from this, I've also suggested some podcasts to you. So you could, on Spotify, a lot of podcasts are available for free. So I have come across some very good ones from BBC Radio, 6-minute English, 6-minute grammar, the language we speak, then English for exuberance, is another podcast that I listen to, English for Exuberance. Right, this is not from BBC Radio, but it is also there on Spotify. So just immerse yourself in the language and you'll get better. Now, okay, A, E, all right, I've got one E also, but an overwhelming majority of you says A, to quit in defeat. Okay, it does not mean to throw a tantrum. It does not mean that you are being moody and throwing a tantrum, definitely. It does not mean to behave aggressively. Does not mean to avoid the press. Does not mean to hide from the public. Absolutely correct. To quit in defeat. And this is an idiom. So I've told you that, learning the origins of idioms, that actually helps. Because it helps you to remember the idioms for a longer period of time. So what is the origin of this idiom? Sports fans, can you tell me? Throw in the towel. Yes, absolutely correct, Srishti. It comes from boxing. So a boxer, when he or she has to indicate surrender, throws his or her towel in the ring. Okay, and that is why to throw in the towel means to quit in defeat, to surrender. Right? Perfect, perfect. Absolutely correct. Now, coming to our next question. Mourning it can be elaborate but still perfunctory, as it is after the death of most politicians. So I don't know what this it is. It probably has been picked up from an article, but you have to tell me what is the meaning of this perfunctory. Let's see what you say. Okay. See, this is the actual level review. So if you find it easy, that's great. That means that you're very well prepared and you need not worry as much about vocabulary. All right. So I am now concerned with the actual level of the exam, not preparing you for something unnecessarily difficult, not preparing you for something unnecessarily easy. All right. So C, okay. All right. B, all right. Okay. C and B, primarily C. All right. Okay. Okay, Vivi, what do you say for this one? What do you say is the answer for this? How to get familiar with such words? Reading is one. See, reading is one solution. Okay. Another one is that, okay, you learn high frequency vocabulary words. So I have told you so many times that, again, there are tools that are there on the internet to help you for this. So for instance, one of the fastest ways, I've told you about this app called Vocabulary Builder. Why don't you download it and just play the quiz there, right? Then apart from this, there's another app called Vocab 24, which teaches you words through association. It has these pictures and everything. So ultimately you have to make efforts to become familiar with anything, right? So you could actually go for a word list in case you, let's say, like that you are fond of, let's say, word lists, and that's how you like to learn words. You can go for those. In case you like to play a quiz, you can go for that. In case you want to learn by association by looking at pictures and everything, then Vocab 24 is for you. Etymology, word par made easy, I think I've told you about 1500 times, because that's the number of words that you pick up from this, right? So word par made easy is a book. Apart from that, see, how I have picked up perfunctory, I'll be very honest with you, is through reading. Okay, I have picked it up through reading. Okay, so for instance, she gave me a perfunctory handshake, right? uh, her greeting was merely perfunctory. So what that means is that it was just very superficial. It was very cursory. It lacked sincerity. It was a perfunctory handshake, as if she didn't even want to shake hands with me, right? So cursory is the meaning of it. Okay, so I think these are the solutions for your problems. Now, fragrant is something that gives a good smell. Blatant, outright. Okay, blatant, a blatant lie. If I call something a blatant lie, that means it's such an outright lie. Okay, and such an audacious lie, because I have been able to even detect it, right? So you must have spoken a very outright lie, right? Unashamed lie. So that is the meaning, right? Unashamed. So when you do something in a hurry, it will be superficial only. No, it will not be very sincere, right? When you prepare in a hurry, it will be a superficial preparation. Desperate we understand, complete we understand, right? So our answer here is cursory. Hope this is clear to everybody. Yes, and I hope you've been enjoying the session. If yes, then you know how to show your appreciation. Please don't be perfunctory in your appreciation, and please take the effort to go and press the like button, right? And yes, okay. Where can I get idioms? For idioms also, I've suggested some sources to you. Let me just suggest them again. So one is Wren and Martin. Okay, it has a chapter called Idioms and Phrases. In fact, it has two chapters. So in the first chapter, you have all idioms. There's a list that you get. About 250, 300 idioms are there. Uh, right. Then apart from this, again, Vocab 24 has some idioms. You can go for those. Again, itna hi hoga, 250 around. Apart from this, you can download dedicated apps. So there are a lot of apps called idioms and phrasal verbs, right? You can download the topmost one. Ultimately, you need a list. If you need a very, very comprehensive list, a supremely comprehensive list, there is a website called phrases.org.uk, right? It has an A to Z list of idioms, which is supremely comprehensive. As I said, it even gives you the origin of an idiom. So that's why I find it particularly interesting. So a lot of sources out there. You just need to choose that. Okay, let me just first go for this, then I'll think about the others. So basically, be consistent every day. Learn at least 10-15 idioms, and that's how you can go about it, right? Okay. Now, coming to our next question. So again, an idiom for you. To plow a lonely furrow. What does it mean? Let's see what you say. Okay. So to plow a lonely furrow, C, B, all right. C, B. Okay. Then what else? What else? Okay, so you've got a link for attempting the mock finally. Okay. So please use this. Please use this. All right. C. Okay. Perfect. Act without the help of others. See again, even if you haven't heard this idiom ever, right? To plow a lonely furrow, you came across it today only. Even if you do not know the meaning of furrow also, the options, the context, they help you to actually guess the idiom, and you're absolutely right in your guess. She had to act without the help of others in pursuit of women's rights, right? Furrow is this trench that people dig, to plant their seeds. So that's why they dig that. So to plow a lonely furrow, she had to dig a lonely furrow, right? C is the answer. Perfect. Okay, yes, we are in the process of forming that playlist that you're talking about, right? So we will do that soon. And but we do have MAH CET VARC playlists. So I don't think you should face a problem, because most of the sessions for MAH CET I only take. So you can just click on that MAH CET VARC playlist and you'll get all the sessions of VARC there, right? Okay. Exigencies. What is not the meaning? Now see, that's why I've written the directions again. What is not the meaning of the underlined word? So please read the instructions carefully. Okay. And Varun has made a very pertinent point that the more mocks we take, the more tests that we take, we actually become better at vocabulary also through those. The more previous year papers we attempt, we become better at vocabulary, because all of them have vocabulary questions. So never underestimate the power of your mock tests and previous year papers, right? Pedantic and punctilious. So pedantic and punctilious, yes, you can call them synonyms. The difference is that a pedantic is concerned primarily with showing off their knowledge, right? So the show off element is more dominant there, but otherwise, yes, they are synonyms, because a pedantic person is again concerned with minute details, so is a punctilious person, right? Okay, okay. So blatant, I'm just looking at some of your responses. Absolutely. Now for this one, similar to get isolated. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. She was basically alone in her attempts. All the others are similar except one. Absolutely. So see, this is what grouping is all about. So we tell you, know, that for vocabulary, employ grouping. What does grouping mean? So a lot of times what the examiner does is that he or she makes some options similar, right? So here that is very, very evident. Four options are very similar. They are all synonyms of each other. Okay, and one is different from them. Most likely this is the answer, right? So this is called the grouping technique. You can group on the basis of synonym antonyms. You can group on the basis of positive, negative. Remember in encomium, esteem, reverence, I said, okay, all these words are positive. There's only one negative word, right? So you can group on the basis of the connotation or the image associated with the word. You can group on the basis of similarity in words, and then very easily answer your question. The exigencies are the urgencies. Okay, so redundancy is not related. Okay, in fact it's antonymous. Yes, it is antonymous, correct. Okay, so Bharat, so one of my colleagues made a meme. Okay, so this meme showed Will Smith slapping Chris Gardner, because Chris Gardner was asking him if word par made easy will be enough for vocabulary. Okay, so one book, I can't say that this one book holds all the words that will come in your exam. No one can assure you that. But yes, it will add a good chunk to your vocabulary. That much I can promise you. Okay, 1400 to 1500 words will definitely get added to your current pool. So, in that sense, it's a good source. But whether this has all the words that your exam will ask, I can't assure you that, right? Okay, चलो. Underlined word or expression का meaning बताना है दोबारा से. We come back to what we were doing. So yes, tumultuousness. Let me see how many of you guessed the answer correctly. Yes, please listen to Yash. He's making a pertinent point. Okay. Tumultuousness. The tumultuousness of T.S. Eliot's times, we have to give the meaning, okay, meant that the classical ideal was admired more than imitated. Okay, that basically the upheaval, the turbulence of T.S. Eliot's times, okay, that actually meant that this classical ideal, this person was admired more than imitated. People didn't actually have the time, the bandwidth to imitate him, because the times in which he wrote were very chaotic. So they had the time to appreciate him but not to imitate him, right? So the turbulence is the answer here. Sophistication, elegance, see, similar words. Okay, grouping, sophistication and elegance, similar words. But here, tumult. Tumult itself means turbulence. So here, knowing the meaning actually helps you a lot, and it's not even a difficult word. Tumultuousness is not a difficult word. I remember we had a poem in class 10 which had these lines: the tumult of thy mighty harmony. Ode to the West Wind was the name of the poem. I don't know if CBSE kept it later or not. So the tumult of thy mighty harmony. So even in your harmony, there is a tumult, there is turbulence. That's what the sentence meant. So D, Delhi is the answer here. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Right? Okay. Now, coming to this. Yes. Lead the bureaucrats by the nose. So here it's bureaucrats. It could be anyone. You can lead anyone by the nose. right? Let's see what you say. Okay. So again, the context is actually pretty easy. Okay. It helps you to guess the answer. So I've got, okay, I've got B and C both. I've got D also. All right, all right. I thought that the context was easy. Okay. C is what I'm getting now. Majority of you are saying C. All right, all right. So, coming to our answer now, the actual answer is C only. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. So, good, good, good. Okay. So, okay, Abhijit. Now see, in modern times, bureaucracy has lost its neutrality. Okay, it has lost its neutrality. It's no longer impartial. It's no longer a disinterested party. As okay, so one more thing: uninterested versus disinterested. I'll discuss this also. Just writing it here. This is just for your knowledge. Okay. As ministers lead the bureaucrats by the nose on most matters. So bureaucracy is no longer neutral because ministers are leading them by the nose. That means ministers have a hold on them, right? So not to lead carefully, not to lead blindly, it means to control completely. To lead blindly means that the leader also has no idea where he or she is going. To lead carefully means employing a lot of care in how you lead the person. To humiliate, no, they're not humiliating them, they're just controlling them. Subservient, subservient. See, if let's say this meant subservient, that would mean that the ministers are subservient to the bureaucrats, that the ministers are actually very servile, obedient, compliant. They do everything that the bureaucrats say. That is what subservient in this context, when placed here, would mean, which is absolutely wrong, right? So anyway, E should have been eliminated, right? So the answer is C here, and hope this is clear. Now, uninterested versus disinterested. If I say that he or she is a disinterested party to the matter, that means he or she is neutral. He or she is neutral. He or she is impartial. Okay, he or she is impartial. That is what that means. This person has no interest, has no stake. Interest here means stake. Has no stake in this matter, right? Uninterested simply means that you are usually not enjoying this thing, you dislike that thing. That's when you are uninterested. So you are uninterested in a movie, for example. I'm not very interested in this movie, that means I am uninterested in that movie. So this is what the original distinction meant. Today a lot of people use disinterested interchangeably with uninterested, but yes, if you want to be accurate, you should use disinterested for unbiased, for neutral. Okay, because a lot of people started using disinterested in the way of being uninterested, now it carries that meaning also. However, originally the two words were different, right? Okay. Yes, disinterested is used in legal terms. Absolutely, absolutely. But see, war and battle are more or less synonymous only, right? When we say war, the idea of something happening between two countries is more dominant there, right? That is something that's happening between two countries. However, that again does not mean that a war cannot happen within a country, because we see civil wars also. So when I say civil war, that means the people within a country, they have revolted against, let's say, the established authorities. So basically, battle is also a military conflict, but battle can also be a conflict without the military, right? If I talk about a war, usually it's a military conflict. Usually it involves governments, okay? And wars can the way wars can continue for years in history, we've seen battles also continuing for years, right? So that way, very similar to each other, just that war mein wo country wala element is stronger, okay, and battle seems like something that's something of a shorter duration, right? Something that could happen within a country also. Probably that's the difference. Okay. So now, okay. Disinterested. Coming to, achha. Any other queries that I missed? No. All right. Let's have a look at the next question then. Stymied. Yes. What is the meaning of stymied? We may have done this in one of our sessions. Stymied. Okay. All right. Yes, Anil. War is when that's why I said no that in war that element of countries being involved, governments being involved, that is very dominant. Okay, whereas battle can happen within individual groups also, right? Within small groups also battles can happen. So this seems to be something of a much larger scale as compared to this. Absolutely right. Okay. B, E. All right. So confused between B and E. Thwart and encourage. Okay. It is the lemur's motion. See, there's a but here. There's a but here. Okay. It is the lemur's motion that spurred, that actually propelled, that encouraged the evolution of its pseudo thumb. So lemur is an organism, it's a primate, and it has a pseudo thumb, a fake thumb perhaps. Okay, even I don't know. So it actually propelled, it actually encouraged the evolution. The way this animal moves. But in panda's case, the way a panda moves, it stymied the evolution of its pseudo thumb. So if you know the meaning of spurred and if you pay attention to this but, you know that it has to be the opposite of encouraged. So E cannot be the answer, right? It has to be thwart. To thwart is to put a stop, okay, to prevent. So it stymied, it thwarted, it stopped, it prevented the evolution of its pseudo thumb. Now, impel. Yes. What does impel mean? This impelled me to act. Okay, if something impels me to act, that means it again encourages me to act. So impel is nothing but a synonym of encourage only, right? So even this is eliminated on the basis of grouping by similarity. Instigate, again, it means to encourage, but it's a negative word. So to provoke, because the word carries a negative connotation. Same with abet. It is in the nature of encouraging, bringing about, to bring about. Okay, aiding and abetting a crime. You must have heard this, but it again has a negative context. It again has a negative context, right? So, encourage, urge, drive, impel, positive words. When I talk about abet and this other one, which is instigate, incite, these are negative words. Okay, so connotation matters a lot. You should not say that, okay, I am instigating her to prepare well, right? So that would mean as if you're provoking her by giving some sort of a negative motivation, okay, which is not good. So hope this is clear to you. All right. Just a second. Impel versus compel. Yes, impel versus compel. Abet and instigate mean to provoke. This is clear. Compel. When you compel someone, again, compulsion का element आ गया है यहाँ पे, isn't it? So when you compel someone to do something, you're forcing them. You are forcing them. You know, she's compelling me continuously. So there is a negative connotation to the word. Impel, on the other hand, is positive. You are encouraging someone, right? Driving someone, urging someone. Absolutely. So what is the answer, right? Now, coming to this one, a mixed blessing. Yes, a mixed blessing. All right, let's see. Compel is not forcing. Okay, then what is compel? Tell me. What is compel? Yes, in your opinion. No, really, you're wrong here. Go and check any dictionary out there. Impel means to encourage, to urge, whereas compel is a negative word that means to force, to pressure. Okay. Mixed blessings. So, mixed blessing, okay, I'm getting C, A, I've got B also. All right. Abet also means to provoke, no, to aid and abet a crime. So, in that sense, abet and that one instigate were related. Yes, so yes, it didn't fit our context. Correct. Sheikh Mujib, you're absolutely right here. Okay. All right. So, C, A, B, C. Okay. All right. Okay. So B, C, A. That's what I've got. See, a blessing in disguise. What is a blessing in disguise? So if I say, for instance, COVID, COVID-19 proved to be a blessing in disguise for some people. So a blessing in disguise, that means something that is hidden, means that it probably appears like a problem. Okay, it could in fact be a problem. Okay, it appears like a problem, a tough situation, but it turns out to be a blessing for you. That is a blessing in disguise. Okay, a mixed blessing, when we say, that means something that has both its positives as well as its negatives. That is a mixed blessing, right? So, for instance, if I say that um, hiring a maid for cooking has proven to be a mixed blessing for me. The positives are that I save time. The negatives are that sometimes she puts a lot of oil in my food, right? So that is a mixed blessing when it's a situation has positives also and negatives also, right? So it's a double-edged sword. That is the meaning here, and not a blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise is that when something comes to you as a problem but proves to be a blessing, whereas a mixed blessing has both its positives as well as its negatives. So a double-edged sword, right? C is the answer here. Uh, okay, okay. Now coming to yes, something that is, yes, yes, absolutely, Srishti, absolutely correct. Now, unmitigated boon. What is an unmitigated boon? Unmitigated. So when we try to mitigate a disaster, what do we try to do? We are trying to mitigate a disaster. We are trying to prevent it from happening, right? So we are basically trying to stop it. Unmitigated boon is an absolute boon. Okay, no conditions attached. Okay, so an unmitigated boon could never have been the answer here, because it's like a pure boon, an absolute boon, right? So Tiksha, see, again, I can't give you a number here, right? The more you know, the better, because you don't know which one is going to come in the exam. The idea is that you should know the commonly used ones. Okay, so high frequency ones you should know, and I think that's why you can begin with Ren and Martin, because it will give you the high frequency ones, the ones that you hear often, okay, see often. So look at your previous year papers. I think that will give you a clue as to what kinds of idioms have been asked in the past, right? Okay. Now, coming to the silver lining in the cloud. Yes, the silver lining in the cloud. What does it mean? Every cloud has a silver lining. This is a proverb. Every cloud has a silver lining. That means, if you want me to give the Hindi of this, ये मैंने हिंदी में भी पढ़ा हुआ है, निराशा में आशा, right? So every cloud has a silver lining means निराशा में भी आशा होती है. That means that even if a situation is bad, there's always a ray of hope that can be seen. Right? So that's what D means. A prophet of doom. Who is a prophet of doom? Yes. So sounds like Shani Devta, isn't it? Prophet of doom. Yes. So basically prophecy. From the word prophecy comes the word prophet. From the word prophecy comes the word prophet. So somebody who says that bad things will happen in the future is a prophet of doom. right? There are such people. Again, I related to some people in my life, right? So they will always be pessimistic about the future, right? That okay, this is going to. I don't think this will have a good outcome. Okay, so prophet of doom is someone who's always pessimistic about the future, right? Says bad things are going to happen in the future. Okay, okay. Absolutely, you are right about the answer for every cloud has a silver lining, right? Now that we know the meanings of all of these idioms here, all of these words. So blessing in disguise is an idiom, double-edged sword is an expression again. Okay, every cloud has a silver lining, a prophet of doom. These are all idiomatic. That means they are fixed expressions. And the answer here is a double-edged sword. Good. Those who marked C, this was a good question. A and C were confusing. Now, look at this one. Let's see what you say. Yes. Yes, Kali Zuban. Correct, correct, correct. We say this in Hindi. So let's see what we have here. Exemplar. What does it mean? A, okay. A I've got. Now, Kala Jadoo is different. Kala Jadoo is black magic. As in, that means now you want bad things to happen in the future. A prophet of doom simply says that bad things are going to happen in the future. A model. Absolutely. A ruse is simply an excuse, something that you hide the real motive behind, right? That's a ruse. So, for instance, if I say that he used the Valentine's Day as a ruse to ask her to marry him, right? So, basically, it's a trick that he employed. कि Valentine's Day आएगा, चलो उस पे पूछ लेते हैं, right? So, that's a ruse. A gift, all of us understand. Avenger, uh, Avenger, you know, somebody who avenges someone's some injustice is an avenger. Embarrassment also. So a model is the answer here, right? It is, the US has become more of a cautionary tale than an exemplar. Okay, and it's not just because of Donald Trump. Okay, right. So A is the answer here. Absolutely correct. And let's see what you say on this one. To double down on. This is a phrasal verb. Double down on. So I thought to include a phrasal verb also. Yes. Okay. Let's see what you say. So Kaushal has answered the fastest for this one. He says A. I hope Kaushal it's for this one only. Yes. Example versus exemplar. Yes, they are two different words, right? So example, when you want to illustrate something, you use an example. When I say that okay, he or she is an example to other people, so that way I'm making him the model to be, let's say, emulated, right? I'm talking about him as the ideal that people should actually uh, try to follow, if not copy, right? So that in that sense they are different, and they share the root, because exemplar means you are so good that you're an example to others, right? You're the typical example. Okay, previous wala tha A. All right. So C is what I've got. And who answered the fastest? Anushka. Anushka answered the fastest. So absolutely correct. C means to become more tenacious. Right? Okay. Now, C means to become more tenacious. Anybody who does not know the meaning of tenacious, you can actually guess it from the sentence. When you work doubly hard. Okay. So tenacious means to be very hardworking and persistent in your approach. Right? You persevere. When you persevere, you are tenacious. So double down on, it means to become more tenacious, to work doubly hard. C is the answer. What does it mean to dawdle? Okay, Abhilasha has already told us to dawdle is to simply waste time. Okay, dawdle is to waste time. Okay, a lot of us dawdle because we are just plainly surfing Instagram, right? We are just slowing our progress in our preparation by looking at our mobile in between. That's dawdling. Okay, so next time you do it, just remember my nagging voice telling you the meaning of dawdling. Okay. All right. Now, coming to the next one. Beacon. Yes. What's the meaning of beacon? Double means yes, more. Correct. Diligent would be the meaning of. All right. Tell me the meaning of beacon here. Quickly. Then this is followed by the last question for the day, which is more or less a revisionary question. You know the meaning of the word. You've done the word with me earlier. Okay, a guiding light. Absolutely. That's great, Kaushal, in case, it's helping you. Absolutely. It's good actually. You should do it for some time. Beacon means a guiding light. Okay, it's not a warning. A nemesis is your major rival, arch rival, right? Your major rival is your nemesis, right? So, for instance, Sherlock in the series Sherlock, Moriarty is Sherlock's nemesis. In case some of you've seen the series, right? So, two sworn enemies, right, are each other's nemesis. So, one is the answer. Last question for the day. Okay, tell me, what is the meaning of this one? Cantankerous. We have discussed this in the class. To slacken your efforts, yes, means to reduce your efforts. Dheel de dena, basically, in your efforts. That is to slacken them, right? So that's the idea. To become more relaxed, which you do not have to do at this stage. From this only comes the idiom, cut me some slack. That means, oh, please relax. Don't be so hard on me. Okay, A, all right. Yes, Siddharth, please ask away. You have to give me the meaning of the word. You don't have to give me the antonym of the word. Okay, so let me see who has answered the fastest this time. All right. I think I got the first correct answer. Let me tell you which was the first correct answer. Okay. B. Sunil answered, I think. Sunil answered B for the first time. Choleric is the answer here. Choleric, irritable, irascible. Remember the four humor theory? Choler, yellow bile juice, which stands for irritation. We did some words yesterday. Spleen, chagrin, which are related to this. So, cantankerous is the word for this. Affable means friendly. Okay. Phlegmatic. Who is a phlegmatic person? A very stolid person. Remember, we did this in one of the classes. Very calm and unemotional. Calm and unemotional, like a cow. Okay, somehow it reminds me of a cow. The word phlegmatic, right? Just quietly chewing things. And convivial, a very happy-go-lucky party person who likes to meet people. That is convivial. Discreet, when you're very careful about something. Okay, that is when you're being discreet. So that is discreet, and it also means unnoticeable. That is another meaning, unnoticeable. So these are some of the words that we've done today, and I hope they are clear to everyone. Phlegmatic, calm and unemotional. Yes, चिड़चिड़ा आदमी. Yes, cantankerous मैं भी हमेशा इसको ऐसे learn करती हूँ, चिड़चिड़ा. Somehow similar सा भी लगता है मुझे, cantankerous. Curmudgeon is also another synonym. Curmudgeon word sound ही ऐसा करता है that you will feel कि कोई चिड़चिड़ा बंदा ही है, right? So again, a bad tempered person. Let me just write down the spelling for you. Curmudgeon. Just a second. Okay. So curmudgeon, again, somebody who is bad tempered, somebody who is chidchida, right? Acha, few had answered. All right. So B is the answer. Good, all of you who answered today. Okay. In fact, even if you got the answers incorrect, that's a lesson for you, that you need to memorize those words. You need to revise those words. So do that. Okay. Those who answered well, correctly, most of the times, congratulations to you people. Okay. That means you are on the right track. So continue with this preparation. I will keep seeing you. Today, I will see you at 9 p.m. in the last lab to MAH CET. The session's name is Parajumbles Demystified. So we'll talk about those MAH CET unique parajumbles. We'll look at even odd sentence out parajumbles, right? So see you at 9 p.m. today. Okay. And affable is again an adjective. Yes. Convivial. Yes, you can associate it with friends. Correct. कर्मजन, yes, संस्कृत जैसा भी sound करता है, you're right. So, see you at 9 today, and this is our program. I'm sure by now all of you are aware of it, and this is how we can stay connected via Telegram, and you can follow us on our social media handles. A lot of interesting content we post there, right? Welcome all of you. Great. Glad that you liked it, Rivi. The free mock must be section wise. I am not very sure. You have to check it, okay? I haven't created that one, so I'm not very sure. Welcome. Good time ahead to you to home. See you at 9. Bye. You too have a good day. Bye bye.